Turkish Airlines, 7 days, Nisine.com, Denizbank, Siesta, Tadim, Lenovo, Burger King, and SEG, official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
Istanbul awaits the climax of the EuroLeague season as Fenerbahce Istanbul prepare to face Olympiacos Piraeus in the championship game. After 7 months of intense competition, it comes down to one game of 40 minutes, and the players are ready. One of those players, Vasilis Spanoulis, is a 3-time EuroLeague champion, whose last quarter heroics over the years have helped win important games and lift trophies. Spanoulis stepped up again in the playoff games against Anadolu Efes, 18 points in Game 4, 22 points in Game 5. And in the first of the Final 4 semis, Spanoulis scored 10 fourth-quarter points, inspiring Olympiacos to erase a 13-point deficit against CSKA Moscow and win in the closing minute. Yorgos Printasis, Kostas Papanikolaou and Vangelis Mantzaris were magnificent throughout, but it was the talismanic guard who gave Olympiacos another shot at EuroLeague glory. Semi-final 2 saw Fenerbahce fast out of the blocks and not looking back, as Real Madrid failed to keep pace with the hometown favourites. And if it was Bogdan Bogdanovic and Jan Vesely who served the appetizers, Epe Udo dished up the main course. The 2'8" centre, 30 years of age yesterday, had a career game with 18 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists and 2 blocks, giving him the second highest index rating in Final 4 history. While Yanis Varopoulos looks to win his team's 4th EuroLeague title and his first, Zeljko Obradovic could cement his place in EuroLeague history with his 9th, but significantly Fenerbahce and Turkey's first. We are in the Sinan Erdem Dome in downtown Istanbul. The waiting is over. It's time for the championship game between Fenerbahce and Olympiacos.
Greetings from the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game. The most competitive season in European basketball history comes down to this single game of destiny at the Sinan Erdem Dome in Istanbul. Fenerbahce versus Olympiacos for the EuroLeague trophy. I'm Frank Lawler from EuroLeague TV here with former EuroLeague champ Joe Arlakis, and as we watch the teams arriving earlier, Joe, the comeback kids from Olympiacos are here to play tonight.
Man, these guys know what it's like, man. They've been here so many times before. Look at Spanoulis coming up, Toes coming off. These guys know what this is all about. They got a serious and mean look on their face. They're coming out to play their game tonight, Frank. 3
EuroLeague titles in the history of Olympiacos, going against a Fenerbahce team that has never won, but they've been to the last 3 Final Fours. I don't think anybody's ever been closer. 1 rebound away last year. They're trying to become the first team ever from Turkey to win this.
Yeah, they're climbing that ladder to destiny right now. They lost in the semifinals. They lost in the finals last year, and this is their year in their city. Not their home floor, but they're at home right now. Look at all the yellow and black in this stadium. It is actually looking beautiful with these colors.
And indeed, we see some of the players. Remember, 6 former EuroLeague champions are in this game, 4 for Olympiacos and 2 from Fenerbahce, who won the double titles with Olympiacos in 2012 and 2013. And here you see the Sinan Erdem Dome. The joint is already jumping with the finalists on the court warming up, and their fans are rocking the house, trying to push Fenerbahce and Olympiacos to the top of the podium in a couple hours of what should be fantastic action in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game. It's been that way all season, the longest, most competitive season in the history of European club basketball. And it's gone right through the playoffs to the semifinals the other night. 2 great games, and you can only expect, as you see, our bracket, Fenerbahce having defeated Real Madrid 84-75 in one semifinal on Friday, while Olympiacos came back to beat CSKA Moscow 82-78. Now it's down to these 2 teams. The trophy is waiting at courtside for one of them to pick it up and raise it to the rafters later this evening. There you see the team records of our two finalists tonight. The Final Four appearances of Olympiacos with 9, and of course those 3 wins include 2012 and 2013. Fenerbahce is an emergent team in this competition. Been to the Final Four the last 3 years, came as close as you can, and they're trying to win the first one for a Turkish team ever in this game tonight. We see our protagonist, Yorgos Printis, is of course the author of the buzzer-beating shot that won the title on the same court 5 years ago. Kostas Papanikolaou, another 2-time champ, only missed 1 shot in that Final Four. He loves this court. And of course, the one and only Vasilis Spanoulis, 3-time Final Four MVP, who has a personal 3-1 record in the championship games. 8-1 overall in his Final Four history. And to put it simply, he just does not like to lose, particularly not in the biggest games of the season. He had 14-point average in the semi, or 14 points in the semi, 6 assists, and 10 points in the fourth quarter to get his team here the other night, and he'll be ready for this one. For Fenerbahce, they got the big guns, Bogdan Bogdanovic, all EuroLeague first-teamer, dominated in the playoffs. Nikola Kalinic does all the dirty work, played 38 minutes in the semis on Friday of great work. And this man, Epe Udo, the all EuroLeague center who anchors Fenerbahce's great defense, and almost registered a triple-double in that one of the greatest semifinal performances you could ever see. 18 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 blocks. He was the EuroLeague leader in rebounds and blocks during this long season, and he will anchor a great defense for Fenerbahce in tonight's ball game. There we see our referees for tonight's game. Danny Erihuelo of Spain, Boris Rijic of Ukraine, and Oleg Zlatishevs of Latvia, the men with the whistles for the title game in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. Time to decide a champion, and Istanbul could not be any readier, Joe Arlaucas, than we're seeing this place right now. People are just jumping for this game.
You know, it's a beautiful scene, Frank. I've seen it from the minute we walked into the stadium today. All the yellow and black shirts running around. You got a lot of Olympiacos fans. You can always multiply the number of Olympiacos fans by 10 because they make a lot of noise. They cause a lot of havoc for the other team also. But Fenerbahce has the majority here tonight, and they have the momentum.
We get a look at our rosters for tonight's ball game. Everybody seems to be healthy on both teams as far as we can hear. Nobody was not at 100% in the semifinals on Friday, and everybody was here for practice last night and ready to go in this ball game tonight. Shortly we'll get a look to see who among them are the starters for tonight's Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game. But right now, enjoy these introductions. Some big players walking down this floor, any one of whom could tilt this decision towards their team tonight.
Yeah, we definitely know for Olympiacos that Spanoulis is the man down the stretch. We saw it on Friday night. But don't count out Eric Green because he made a huge 3 with 46 seconds to go.
And Joko Bradovic is making the point yesterday that yes, Spanoulis finishes the games, but the young energy guys set it up for him in the middle quarters, just like they did on Friday and as they've done many times over the years. And of course, he'll be watching them too. He wants to stop everybody, not just Spanoulis.
Yeah, credit that team in signing players that could help Spanoulis out. They know Spanoulis is getting up there in age, and it's a little bit more difficult for him year by year. So they're bringing in players that help him, push him along a little bit. It's working out for him.
3 two-time EuroLeague champions on this team. Papanikolaou we already saw, Vangelis Matsaris as well, and also, of course, Printis with 2, and the great Vasilis Spanoulis with 3 from when he won before he came to Olympiacos as well. So a lot of experience on this Olympiacos team, and all in comeback fashion. Anybody who gets to the middle of this game and might wonder if Fenerbahce is too strong, just remember the history of Olympiacos. They're the comeback kids. Fenerbahce, Joe, they got the greatest coach in the history of European basketball on the bench. They got a couple two-time winners in Pero Antic and Kostas Lukas, who won with Olympiacos. Not as much overall experience, but when you got Jelko Obradovic on the bench, you got enough experience.
Yeah, he's a great coach. He knows what he's doing, and especially in these final games. He throws different game plans at people and tries to get people out of their games like he did against Real Madrid in the first game. But the question here tonight is, how is this team going to be? A lot of players played in the 30-minute mark the other day. Udo played a lot of minutes. Kalinic played a lot of minutes. Bogdanovic played a lot of minutes. Let's see how they recovered over the last 2 days to get here tonight and to be in shape to play this final game.
And remember, these two teams are the last two finalists to lose in this championship game. Olympiacos in 2015, and of course Fenerbahce last year. So they're both as hungry as you can be.
Yeah, these are two clubs. You know Olympiacos is hungry. And Fenerbahce hasn't even had the taste in their mouth yet, so they're starving for it.
And the players greet themselves on the floor. You see Pero Antic and Slukas meeting their old teammates. We're going to hear what Jelko Obradovic had to say to Fenerbahce before the final.
This is final game, and like coach, I probably have deeply inside of me the biggest wish to make every one of you to play. Believe me, this is something that I have inside. So be ready, everybody. Be ready, everybody, to help the team, and you know what is the target today. Okay, guys? Let's go.
There we heard from the great Jelko Obradovic telling his team, be ready. This is the moment. This is the moment we've been waiting for. This is our chance. And of course, with the memory last year of their loss, this is what they've been waiting for. Let's hear from Giannis Sfairopoulos.
L side, we put 3 here and 4 here. And 24, we have 4 here, 1. First screen, if we have something, okay. If not, dribble, pass, and we go second time here. Okay, the pick and roll, 24. Motion 2. These are the 2-3 adjustments. Okay, wide offense. Thread the basket. Okay, don't give them anything easy. Okay, full victory. 1 result today. Victory. Let's go.
And there we have both of our coaches, Jelko Obradovic on the left for Fenerbahce, Giannis Sfairopoulos of Olympiacos on the right. We heard Giannis Sfairopoulos a little more tactical, saying some interesting things, including widening the offense. But here you see his record over the years, 2-1 in the Final Four, made it to both finals he's coached so far, so he knows what this stage is all about. But he's still looking for his first EuroLeague title. And when it comes to his counterpart, Jelko Obradovic, there is nobody that can match him, not a player or a coach. 8 EuroLeague titles since 2002, an 11-6 record at the Final Four. But simply put, the greatest coach in the history of European basketball by the results and by the reputation he has on a worldwide basis. We're going to get a look at our starting 5s any moment and see how the coaches have prepared, starting with Olympiacos, Vasilis Panoulis, of course, at one of the guard spots, Vangelis Mansaris as well, Yorgos Printezis, one of the forward positions, Kostas Papanikolaou at the other forward position, and Kem Birch will come out to start at center tonight for that man, Giannis Sfairopoulos, the head coach of Olympiacos. So a little change from the semifinal, Joe, with when Nikola Milutinov was the starting center for Olympiacos. This time it is Kem Birch.
Yeah, they're putting a little bit more, a big man, but a little more active. A guy that can defend a little bit better on Udo in the beginning of the game.
Starters for Fenerbahce, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Bobby Dixon, Jan Vesely at one of the forward spots, Nikola Kalinic at the other forward spot, and Epe Udo at center. So the same 5 guys who came out on Friday night for Jelko Obradovic and really dominated that ball game. No reason to change. He's going to give it a go with the same guys start out this ball game with them. They served him well, but you mentioned the minutes that both Udo and Kalinic played about 38 minutes. Not their usual thing, and they're usually not playing 2 nights later. as well. So that may become a factor in this ball game. We shall see.
Coaches like to, in these games, cut down the rotation a little bit. Play with less players. Play with the guys that you know that got you there throughout the season. Give the other guys some minutes on the floor, but get your important players on the floor at all times. Great players play great in big games.
As you see, the handshakes going around. The Sinan Erdem Dome is literally jumping with people ready to see who becomes the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague champion. It's mostly a yellow crowd as we are in Istanbul and Fenerbahce, even though they come from another continent, as Joko Obradovic was joking, on the other side of the city all week long. They have come out in droves to try to push their team to the first title ever by a Turkish team in the EuroLeague. It is time to decide a champion.
Hey, Frank, let me tell you something. If you listen to Zelko Obradovic all day long, you think he's playing in Israel. He's never going to tell you what he's thinking. That's just the way he is.
Here we go, 40 minutes to a title. The tip-off is won by Fenerbahce. The lob inside for the reverse to Jan Vesely. We saw that during the season, and you can't start a ball game any better.
How do you start a game like that? It looked like that was drawn up in the locker room.
At the other end, Mansares with the ball inside to Printezis. He gets double teamed quickly, misses his shot off the backboard, and nobody there for the rebound for Olympiacos.
That's a quick move by Printezis right there. I'd look at him to face up a little bit more against Vesely, maybe taking him off the dribble.
Udo out front, gets the ball, swings it to Bogdanovic, comes over to screen for him. And they go inside. Look at Spanoulis make the steal on the big man ahead to Birch. And he gets fouled below on the strip attempt by Bobby Dixon. I thought we were going to have two dunks and start the ball game, Joe.
That was pretty close. Bobby Dixon came out with, look at that alley-oop. I mean, is Vesely just have the energy? He's up over the rim. And Bobby Dixon says, you know what? This is a championship game right here. No easy baskets. Go to the line and earn those two, Mr. Birch.
That opening basket, just a couple seconds into the game, reverse dunk, is a set play, because we saw it happen during the season as well. But this time Vesely said, it's the final, I'm going to reverse it.
Yeah, he took it to the next level. You figure this game's at the next level, you might as well take that dunk to the next level. What about Spanoulis a little bit earlier, though, with the defense, getting in the passing lane right there. 34 years old, starting this game in the passing lane. When you have your big man, when you have Spanoulis playing defense on the perimeter, that can only help your team.
Yeah, you had a look before at the visiting fans, let's say, from Olympiacos. They may be smaller in numbers, but they can certainly make their share of noise. And of course, they're in the corner behind their team's bench, and the players were saying over the last couple of days how much that helped them in the comeback on Friday, that they pulled some energy from their team. Of course, tonight they have a little bit of a disadvantage with the rest of the fans being mostly from Fenerbahce.
Yeah, they had a little more of an advantage the other day, no doubt. Here, there was no chance they were going to get an advantage. Even with more Greek people coming here, showing up here tonight for the final, they're still going to be outnumbered.
They're going to take a break in the action as a sticker on the court. As we look at the dunk again, right off the opening tip-off, Udo to Vesely.
And it's Udo on top of it, a guy who almost ends up with a triple-double on Friday. Triple-double on Friday night, comes out making the alley-oop basket, his first assist of the game, picking up where he left off.
Adding on those assists, Efe Udo and Jan Vesely. What a tandem, what a twin tower tandem. Athletic, smart basketball players. I don't know if I've seen two big men on the same team for a long time to have a connection like these two, and you can see it on the very first play of the championship game.
You know, the thing I like most about them, Frank, other than their athleticness and the way they play the game, they're so unselfish with each other. You see them passing within each other throughout the game, bounce passes, cuts on the baseline, alley-oops, as we just saw in the first play of the game. That's what I like about those two. They're unselfish. Neither one really cares about the spotlight. They just want their team to win.
We want to know how much they help each other. 2 years ago, it was Jan Vesely on the All-EuroLeague first team. This year, Efe Udo took his spot, but they've taken turns being among the best players in the league, and the other one's never far behind.
You know, there's one point last year where you know, there's never a question if Udo is a great player or not, but last year when Vesely was hurt and Udo just took over in that playoff against Real Madrid to lead them to the Final Four, I thought was a huge part of Udo's career, because he just went in, took over the team, took the team on his shoulder and said, you know what, this is my team right now, and led them to a 3-0 victory over Real Madrid.
Action resumes with a pair of free throws for Kim Birch of Olympiacos as he got smacked on a fast break a little earlier. He gets the first points for his team at the free throw line, the first point.
That first one's a big free throw right there. There's about a 2-minute rest. He comes up short on the second one. I expect him to probably miss that first one after that 2-3-minute rest. Get a little bit cold. Settle it down, though.
Kim Birch had a double-double earlier this season and a win over Fenerbahce, so he knows what he's up against and has done well. The ball at the other end goes inside to Udo on a mismatch with Papanikolaou. Cross court to Kalinic for three.
Oh, look at Udo.
It is the first three-pointer of this ball game. And of course, Odea Bank, the Bank of Basketball in Turkey, is donating money for every three-pointer during this Final Four in order to help refurbish basketball courts here in Istanbul. So another one for that. Look at Kim Birch at the other end, quick to the top and slamming it down.
What a pass by Spanoulis coming out the pick, reading the double team, but Birch going up and double pumping on the dunk.
Huge plays in the first minutes of this championship game. Bogdanovic to Dixon for three. A little short rebound in the hands of Spanoulis. Double screen for him. Ball goes in the corner to Mansadas. He'll back down on Dixon in a mismatch. Cross court to Prentices. Spanoulis, 6 on the shot clock, is going to step back. And as he goes up, he's fouled by Nikola Kalinic. And we'll put Vasilis Spanoulis on the free throw line for 3 free throws.
You saw Mansadas down there trying to post up Bobby Dixon. He's got a little size advantage. But again, the Udo effect causes Udo comes over, helps out a little bit on the rotation. But look at that dunk by Birch. But look at a beautiful pass also. And Udo, again, with 2 assists to start off the game, 5 points for Fenerbahce, both of them coming at the hands of Mr. Udo.
He's turning into a point guard at the Final Four with all the assists. I think his high in the season was about 5. That was his career high, and it happened this season. But 8 in the semifinal and 2. We haven't even got started almost in the final. He's got 2 assists
that
already.
Last pass we saw, Frank, is a big man posting up with his back to the basket, finding a player in the opposite corner. That's called court awareness, Frank, because he knows where everybody else, he knows where his open man is. Saw the double team coming, saw the rotation with his back to the basket, and still found Kalinic in the corner by himself.
And despite that, Olympiacos takes its first lead as Spanoulis hits 3 out of 3 free throws. All their points were, 5 of their points have come from the free throw line. But Vesely to Bogdanovic. Kalinic. Udo makes his move. Printezis stops him. It's going to be Bogdanovic from deep off the front of the rim. And Jan Vesely skying to slam it down. Nothing but big plays to start this ball game.
What a dunk by Vesely. Getting to the basket. You have to keep him away from the basket. Let me tell you. There's a big mismatch right down there low. And they need to keep him out of the lane.
Spanoulis on top. Kalinic has him. He goes inside to Birch. Ball tipped away. Steal by Fenerbahce. In transition, they get the ball to Bogdanovic. He slows it up, waiting for Udo. It's going to be Spanoulis having to guard Vesely and see if he gets help. Papanikolaou across to Kalinic for 3. That time he knocks it down.
Let me tell you something. We saw this on Friday night, the unselfishness of this team. Vesely has an easy matchup with Spanoulis down low. When he sees the rotation, he finds Kalinic. How smart is Kalinic to find that open spot? It's called movement without the ball.
2 for 2 from down now. Kalinic, look at the pass, but Prentices cannot finish. It's Fenerbahce 10, Olympiacos 6, and tons of energy in this building. Again to the corner. It'll be Dixon this time. The three-point shooters are open. The big men are finding them. And Bobby Dixon gets on the scoreboard.
That's 3 cross-court passes in a row for a total of 9 points. Finding the guy on the other side, making sure you know where the open man is, and play unselfish basketball.
Papanikolaou working with Birch. He goes down for the mismatch too. Birch backing him down. And a reach-in foul is called on Kalinic.
That's 2 quick fouls on Kalinic. That could be something important right there. Let's see what Zoko's going to do here. If he's going to take Kalinic out, if he's going to trust this young man to continue to play with those 2 fouls. There's still 5:46 left in this 4th quarter. I think it's a guy that you have to get on the bench, give him a little bit of rest and get him back in the game, but got to be careful he doesn't pick up that 3rd.
For the moment, Kalinic stays on the floor with his 2 fouls, and Ken Birch goes back to the free throw line where he had 1 out of 2 before that. Makes the first one this time, ending an 8-0 scoring run by Fenerbahce to their highest lead so far in this game, 13-6. But Joe, we've seen so many spectacular plays already. I think the top 10 is going to have to become the top 20 before this thing's over.
I'm pretty sure they called that last foul on Bogdanovic. They did not call it on Kalinic, so that gives 1 apiece, which really helps the rotation for Selko Obradovic.
And yes, indeed, 1 foul on Bogdanovic. Vesely to Dixon. Dixon stops and pops. He hit 1, feeling good. Vesely hits the floor to be able to knock that ball out for an offensive rebound. Bogdanovic. This time, Spanoulis crosses the court to play against Kalinic. And back down on Spanoulis. Turnaround jumper. Hits it and gets fouled. Kalinic stays on court and goes to the free throw line for a 3-point opportunity.
These are direct orders from Coach Obradovic. So when you have Spanoulis on you, you take him. Make him play defense. That's exactly what they're doing. Every time there's been a switch and you see Spanoulis be on somebody else, they're taking him to the basket. They're trying to take advantage. And right there, Spanoulis gets underneath. That's foul all day long. You cannot get that far underneath.
Got him on the elbow as well. We call it Kalinic. Already up to 8 points, going for 9 at the free throw line. And I know this is one of your favorite players, George, but not because he has to be the scoring leader on this team, but he's got 9 points already, plus he does all the dirty work.
When he gives you 9 points in the first 5 minutes of the game, imagine everything else that he's going to give you on the defensive end, diving for balls, picking up loose balls. This kid can play. He's grown so much in the last couple of years.
Spanoulis gets it out top. Goes across to Mansadas. Papanikolaou driving hard. Ball blocked out of bounds between Kalinic and Udo.
The defense now. Now he scores those 9 points, and then he takes Papanikolaou. Look at him cut him off right there. Knowing that Udo's coming from the other side, he turns him over, makes him go to the other hand, and that's where big Udo comes in. Look at that.
Blocked by Kalinic, but Udo was there with his own waiting. We have a timeout on the floor at the Sinan Erdem Dome. A 16-8 lead midway through the first quarter of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game for Fenerbahce Istanbul. And this is one man who made it happen already. First seconds of the ball game, reverse alley-oop dunk for Jan Vesely. And he came back just a little while later, decided he liked it so much he's going to slam down a rebound as well. 2 dunks for him. I've got this crowd into the ball game, majority crowd of Fenerbahce. And of course, that's one other tactic that goes in favor of Fenerbahce if they can get ahead on the scoreboard. There you see Kalinic already with 9 points, Ken Birch with 5 for Olympiacos, and Vesely, as we said, with 4 on his pair of dunks. The most important thing was not that this crowd needed to get into it too much, but he raised the level even higher.
Well, I told you earlier and on Friday that the play of Kalinic becomes contagious with the rest of the team. And now you have him scoring. It even adds another dimension to this game for Fenerbahce because he's got 9 points. He only averages 7 for the season.
Coming out of the timeout, it'll be Olympiacos with just 3.7 seconds on the shot clock.
It's real important here for Fenerbahce. You don't want to give up an easy shot. Olympiacos is trying to set up something to get an easy, quick one.
Spanoulis out top. He will take it wide open. He will hit it. Vasil Spanoulis not letting Fenerbahce get too far ahead.
But you didn't give up an easy shot there, but you can't give that one up to Spanoulis either.
First three-pointer of the ball game for Olympiacos. First one taken as well. Remember, they hit 14 in the semifinal. As a foul is called on the drive there by Bogdanovic. Vasilis Spanoulis now has 2 fouls with that one against Bogdanovic. A little bit of a reach in there.
If there's anybody I think you can trust out there with 2 fouls, it's probably Spanoulis. He's been in these kind of games so often. He knows what he's doing. He'll stay out of trouble.
Ball goes inside to Vesely, backing down off the front of the rim, rebounded by Papanikolaou.
That's a great move by Vesely. That's a mismatch for him. He has to take Prince's every time he gets it. As close as he is to the basket, he's going to make 8 or 10 of those.
Spanoulis at the other end, goes away from the screen, drives inside, back to Birch. He gets fouled on the way, tried to slam. The foul kept him just a split inch or two from putting the ball, slamming another one. He had one earlier.
Yeah, just a little bit late, Vesely on the rotation. Udo goes over to help on the drive by Spanoulis. Gets the ball to Birch, and Vesely just gets a little bit late. But again, they're not going to give up any easy baskets. They're trying. If they get an arm on something, they get a steal or a foul down low, they're going to try to do it, make you go to the line and make those 2 free throws.
And Birch keeps going to the free throw line where he's already made 4 of 5. Make it 5 of 6 on that second one, and gets its team right back within 16-13. Remember, it was as high as 16-8, so that makes it a 5-0 run now for Olympiacos after an 8-0 run by Fenerbahce. Kalinic looks inside to Udo, guarded by Birch. Udo gets up, but Birch goes over. Udo goes over Birch for the squish.
When you can square up like that, hit that little jump shot, that makes you so effective as an offensive player. Because you have to respect that. Next thing you know, you see Udo faking that jump shot and taking him to the basket off the dribble.
First shot, first basket for Udo, who was spectacular in the semifinal. Spanoulis going inside to Birch, tipped away by Bogdanovic, but Spanoulis gets it back, misses a rush shot.
But it's Udo who disrupts that play right there off the pick and roll, getting his hand on the pass.
Bobby Dixon out top for Fenerbahce. Udo now gets it back to Dixon. Working together. Ball goes inside to Vesely. In the corner, Dixon, he's made one from there. He gets his own rebound. Udo wants a drive. Gives it again to Dixon in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. And Mansadas knocks the ball out of bounds. So he gives 14 new seconds to Fenerbahce on this possession.
Boy, there's some hard picks being set out there, Frank. Let me tell you, these guys are hitting each other. They are not afraid to make contact. And as we talk about contact, look at the big man Milutinov coming in the game. You think he's not going to be hitting somebody?
Nikola Milutinov for substitution for Olympiacos. He started the semifinal.
Milutinov is someone that's important for this team. He has to be careful not to pick up a couple quick fouls like he's accustomed to doing.
Bogdanovic challenges Milutinov. He may have tipped the ball, but Udo got the rebound. Dixon against Spanoulis. Goes to Bogdanovic for 3. On the mark. Bogdanovic has lengthened the lead to 8 points again.
Let me tell you something right now. One of the things that Olympiacos is facing, the same thing they faced against CSKA the other day. 8 offensive rebounds in the first quarter the other day against CSKA. And today it's the same thing, giving up offensive rebounds for second opportunities.
Milutinov challenging the big man, putting it down just moments into the ball game for him, and gets the foul as well. Goes right against Epe Udo. Really got good position and finished strong to go to the free throw line with a 3-point opportunity.
You cannot go to the basket any other way than he just did against these big guys. You have to go hard, look for that foul. You have to initiate the contact if you're a big man. You can't be trying to fade away from it. Get into it. Get your body into the other big man and see if you can draw the foul.
There's another benefit to the big man of Olympiacos getting deep there is they occupy Udo, who usually can block one of the guards coming near the basket as well. He can't play so freely in the paint.
Yeah, and that's why you have to make Udo defend so he's not helping all the time. When he helps, he's that much more dangerous as the third man on defense.
Free throw misses by Milutinov. It's a 6-point lead for Fenerbahce. Vesely back to Bogdanovic. He'll launch a quick three-pointer, and that one's off the front of the rim into the hands of Papanikolaou. 2 minutes left in the first quarter in this Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game. The great Vasilis Spanoulis gets inside, challenges, and gets his own rebound. Tries to go inside to Milutinov. This time Udo knocks it out of bounds.
Once again, Udo getting his hands on the ball. Only 4 seconds left in the shot clock right now.
Substitutions for Fenerbahce. James Nunnally and Kostas Slukas come into the ball game, while Bobby Dixon and Bogdan Bogdanovic take a seat.
If you've never seen this kid play, keep your eye on Slukas. He doesn't care. He comes right in the game. He'll take it to the hoop.
Parenthesis off the inbound, right to the basket, misses, rebounds up, and Vesely comes back to snatch it. Fenerbahce working with a 6-point lead. Minute and a half left in the first quarter. Kalinic already has 9 points.
Oh, tough pass
Parenthesis
right
makes the steal, keeps it across half court. Finally gets it to Milutinov. Spanoulis working with Milutinov. Now he has Udo on him. The block is made. Milutinov gets the ball. He's got to find a shot, but too many defenders around him for a 24-second violation.
I continue to repeat it over and over again. When you have a guy like Udo defensively that can step out on the point guards and the 2 guards and make defensive plays like he does all the time, it is so much easier to play defense as a team. He's not afraid to make that switch. Nunnally did a great job of keeping Milutinov away from the basket so Udo can make that play. Force Spanoulis to take that shot.
Eric Green comes in the ball game for Olympiacos, as does Luigi Datome for Fenerbahce. Slukas driving hard, goes in the corner to Kalinic. He has 9 points. Give him 12 with another three-pointer. 3 for 3 from downtown for Nikola Kalinic. And perfect shooting. Up to 12 points already.
When you're drawing up your game plan, you don't count on Kalinic scoring 12 points in the first quarter. He's killing Olympiacos right now.
Papanikolaou trying to answer and does, rattling in a three-pointer.
Papanikolaou right back at you.
Six-point lead, 24-18.
If you're Fenerbahce in there, you have to take the last shot. Give Olympiacos no time.
7 seconds left. Here comes Datome.
Great foul there by Olympiacos. Only 2 team fouls. That's the third. Expect another foul real quick if they get the ball out of bounds quickly. But you have to be very careful here that you don't foul when the guy's in the act of shooting. Whether he gets the ball outside the three-point line or inside the lane, you cannot foul him in active shooting. You have to foul him as the ball's coming in. You need to waste that other foul if you're Olympiacos.
With 2.2 seconds left in the first quarter, fouling Dimitrios Akrodavanis, who just came in the ball game for Olympiacos. Joko Obradovic of Fenerbahce brings back Bogdanovic and Dixon right away for this final play. And they do get Bogdanovic open. Papanikolaou is there, but Bogdanovic puts it off the backboard and in. Another great inbounds play from Fenerbahce. We saw it on Friday night. We see it again here to end the first quarter, wide open.
Kissing it off the glass. That is a difficult shot by Mr. Bogdanovic.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed. And that is what gives Fenerbahce an 8-point lead, 26-18 here at the end of one quarter in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game. And here we see some of the highlights, and they started seconds into the game. A jump ball and an alley-oop slam dunk before this man, Nikola Kalinic, started hitting shots for Fenerbahce. Kem Birch answering, and is still the high scorer with 7 points for Olympiacos. Bogdanovic missed that time, but there was Vesely again with a super slam on the rebound. Kalinic kept heating up. He goes into the first quarter break as the leading scorer in this ball game with 12 points. And he got some help. His third three-pointer right there, answered by Kostas Papanikolaou. And Joe the pressure is definitely being put on by Fenerbahce, but we remind our viewers that the comeback team is always Olympiacos.
Now, let me tell you something, Frank. We talked in the beginning about the defenses here. Olympiacos being the second best defense in the league, giving up 26 points in this first quarter. Nothing that we expected here.
What is unexpected is this man, Nikola Kalinic, who's the hard-working guy who does all the little things normally, coming out, making every shot he's taken so far, including 3 three-pointers, and leading all scorers at this moment with 12 points. And remember, he played 38 minutes 48 hours ago.
That's a young kid right there.
Certainly didn't hurt him so far.
No, not so far, but he's going to need to be around for that fourth quarter. There's no doubt about it. Zelko needs to keep an eye on that because he's going to have to start rotating some players. They're getting a lot of minutes in early here, but they have the momentum without a doubt.
Second quarter action underway. And we see Dominic Waters in the game now for Olympiacos.
You got both Waters and Green in the game, so that's a big moment for Olympiacos right now.
Agravanis hit a lot of three-pointers the other night, big ones, missed that one. Papanikolaou with the great offensive rebound, throws the ball off of Slukas to retain possession for Olympiacos.
He puts Panulis on the bench, and they've had a luxury of having these two guards, Waters and Green, take over the games at times. So let's see if they can do that right here with an 8-point disadvantage.
There goes Papanikolaou from deep, misses. Rebound into the hands of James Nunnally. One guy who's not leaving the floor is Udo so far. He faced 38 the other night. He's in there again inside the Datome, challenged by Agravanis, and draws the foul on Agravanis, so that'll send Datome to the free throw line.
I'm thinking Udo asked for some fresh legs for his birthday yesterday. There's no doubt about it. He celebrated. What a way to celebrate your birthday in between the semifinal and the final. Ask for some fresh legs. Someone might give it to you along the way. Come out here and play another 40 minutes.
And a quick 2 fouls on Dimitris Agravanis, who was a key in the game the other night, hitting three-pointers, including one on the buzzer halftime. As Olympiacos stayed behind, CSKA stayed behind, and then, of course, roared back to win in the final minutes. Datome with a rare miss at the free throw line. I'll tell you how rare that is. He was #1 in free throw accuracy this season, 48 of 50 before that miss right there. At all time, he's 4th in the EuroLeague in free throws, so not what Fenerbahce would expect as the long three-pointer by Papanikolaou misses.
I think Olympiacos has to start thinking about attacking the basket a little bit more. They're settling for the three-pointer too much here in the second quarter.
Waters gets all the way inside and goes to Eric Green. He'll knock it down from deep. Big shot for him. He finished the semifinal with a go-ahead three-pointer for Olympiacos that sent them to victory.
And that's a different type of three-pointer right there because you had Waters penetrating the basket, drawing into defense, making the defense converge for Green to hit that open three.
Fenerbahce working with a 6-point lead. Dominic Waters called for reaching in against Kostas Slukas. Nice penetration. What the penetration by Waters does, it draws the defense in. Right. If he can get that pass out, it's a good three-point shot.
Yeah, exactly. That's a different kind of three-point shot than Papanikolaou took the last couple. There are a couple shots off the dribble. You want to get your feet set before, penetrate, collapse the zone a little bit, collapse the man-to-man, find your open man, and get a nice three-point shot.
First appearance now for Giannis Papapetrou of Olympiacos, replacing Kostas Papanikolaou. Fenerbahce still with the ball in a 6-point lead. Slukas driving, goes inside to Udo. Milutinov appears with the defense there. The hook shot goes up from Udo and misses, short. And here comes Olympiacos the other way. Waters still out top with the dribble. Takes a shot over Udo, misses, but Milutinov rips the rebound.
Oh, what a pass!
What a pass! And Waters scores. No-look pass by Nikola Milutinov on the cut by Waters. Another great play in this ballgame.
The big man looking like a point guard out there with a no-look pass over his head.
Making a 5-0 run for Olympiacos now. Nunnally inside, turns on Eric Green and puts it in off the backboard to keep the lead at 6.
Well, you see Nunnally just dive down to the block, knowing that he has an advantage down low on Green. They might be looking for that play every time they get the ball to his side of the floor.
Green on the wing. working with Milutinov. Backing down on the defensive master. Still making his moves and finishing strong. Nikola Milutinov,
Look at the
young
big
center.
young man using his body, being physical offensively, and then going up with the opposite hand and laying it in against one of the best defensive players we've seen.
Lucas for Fenerbahce with the ball. Now it's down to a 4-point lead. Datome, there's one of his shots. He gets double teamed, and his pass is stolen by Agravanis.
Yeah, and a double team right there was by Agravanis. He did a great job of getting over and helping out.
Waters on the dribble. Goes Agravanis in the corner of the green. He's hit one. That one's long, but the rebound is hit out past half court. And a foul called apparently on Giannis Papapetrou. Timeout on the floor. Here we are midway through the second quarter of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game. It's 29, Fenerbahce Istanbul, 25, Olympiacos Piraeus. And we'll take a look at what one of the heroes of this particular stage, the Final Four, is doing so far in this game. Vasilis Spanoulis came up with a big three-pointer when his team needed it. He's also hit 3 of 3 from the free throw line, has 6 points so far. But you never know when this man's going to strike, and strike big like he did the other night in the semifinal as well. Spanoulis, of course, there is no championship won until the game is finished in his case, because he's done it so often before. 17-point comeback in the 2015 championship game. He had a couple points at halftime. He came out and hit 3 3-pointers in a row, another one down the stretch, and Olympiacos won by 10 after losing by 17 after 1 quarter.
He's been doing it for years. He does it so many times, so often. We saw it even on Friday night. He was pretty much out of the game for 3 quarters. Fourth quarter, he came in and took over. Again, like I said before, this is an important part of the game. Waters and Green are doing a great job right now with Spanoulis on the bench, getting his rest. And the defense is finally shut up for Olympiacos. Only giving up 3 points here in the first 3 minutes of the second quarter.
We're seeing these are the second and third ranked defensive teams in the EuroLeague over this long season. But we're seeing a very good scoring show so far by both of them. Some very good plays, open shots that are being hit. And we wonder if one of them can make a defensive stand for a while. Fenerbahce with a switching top defense, more like a trap zone. As the block comes from Patrick Young, who just walked on the floor for Olympiacos, getting out there in the corner and blocking Slukas on the 3-pointer.
That's an aggressive matchup zone. Olympiacos came out. We saw Madrid do that the other day to Fenerbahce and threw them off for just a little bit of the game, but I'm sure Selko's prepared for that.
Waters with 8 seconds on the shot clock looks for a screen from Young. Crosses over, it goes inside. Young has to get it off quick. Tries to get his own rebound in there, knocking bodies around. Patrick Young saying he's sorry to Slukas. I'm just trying to get the ball.
Man, he's going after you, but those are some big arms right there. You do not want to get in the way. Slukas luckily moved his head just a little bit at the right time, didn't take the brunt of the shot.
Bogdanovic to Vesely, back to Bogdanovic for the jumper. And what a sweet shot this guy has.
It's a sweet shot, and it's a quick release. He knew he was shooting that ball while it was in the air. So many players need to understand that. You're shooting the ball as the ball is coming to you. He already knew that ball was going up.
Waters at the other end. Makes a spin move, but carried the ball a little too much. So that's a turnover for Olympiacos. 3rd turnover of the ball game for them, same as Fenerbahce has. Fenerbahce working on a 6-point lead, but the other thing about Bogdanovic, Joe, is he makes it look so easy. Yeah. Every shot looks easy to him, but it's quite because of what you said. He prepares the shot in such a way that the defender doesn't have a chance, and he gets an easy way of shooting. Here's a drive by Bogdanovic, misses. Rebound out to Eric Green. On the dribble, takes a jumper, does Green, misses. Rebounds fought for. And Luigi Datome ends up with the ball. And that man, Patrick Young, is going to get called for the foul.
And Selko's all over his young star Bogdanovic. Look at him yelling at him over there. Saying, what kind of move was that? You made one shot, work the ball, get the ball passed around. If we can move the defense a little bit more, we're going to get to the open shot, young man. Don't worry about it. Don't be too crazy. precipitate things too quickly. Wait for the ball, let it come back to you. You'll get your shot off.
Spanoulis back on the floor for Olympiacos midway through the second quarter. Bogdanovic stopping and popping at the elbow. That's off the mark. Rebound kicked out, but it goes to Eric Green. He's on the fly. He's going to challenge two defenders.
They got unlucky right there. Not only stepped out of bounds with the ball in his hands, but the two of them went up. They were taking turns of blocking that shot on Eric Green.
Sandwich block there by Bogdanovic and Nunnally. And it's finally Nunnally who actually blocks the ball. But as you said, he went out of bounds and the ball touched him, which gives the possession back to Olympiacos with 19 seconds.
They had that play covered so well that Green couldn't even get the ball up to try to get a shot off.
A little tussle before the inbounds play between Green and Slukas. Ball inbounded to Green. Incredible pushing and tough screens, as you said earlier, Joe, on the part of both of these teams. Spanoulis looking for Papapetru, a little miscommunication and a turnover there for Olympiacos. Just the first one of the ball game for Spanoulis.
Yep. Papapetru right there saw the backside of the head of his defender, decided to cut back door right there. That's what you're taught from a young age. As soon as you see the back of a defender, you go back door. That's what he tried to do. Spanoulis just didn't read it correctly in time.
Pepe Udo comes back in the ball game, as does Bobby Dixon for Fenerbahce. End of this first half will be important as always, but more important in a championship game. Fenerbahce trying to stretch the lead. Olympiacos trying to keep it close. Dixon gets in the lane, running one-hander, in and out. Rebound loose. That's Lee all over it. Two tries by him, miss. He's got it back. Can't finish. Udo's there. Both bodies are rocking. And finally, Green comes up with a save for Olympiacos.
Unbelievable. They could not get that ball to go down.
Spanoulis from deep. He misses off the front of the rim, and Bobby Dixon tries to settle things down.
Settle things down is exactly right, Frank. Got a little bit crazy there for about a minute and a half.
Looked like a bowling alley at the other end, not a basketball court. Bodies hitting the floor on those rebounds by Vesely. No luck for him, but here's Bogdanovic from deep. Smooth as you like it, Bogdanovic.
Look at him looking at the coach. Look at him looking at his coach, shaking his head, saying, I got this, coach. Don't worry. Don't worry. I may take a bad shot every now and then, but count on me. Look at this. Look at the quick release again.
Perfect form on the run. And it gets his team matching the biggest lead of the ball game, 34-25. What a beautiful shot by Bogdanovic of Fenerbahce, giving his team a 34-25 lead. And a timeout on the floor at the Sinan Erdem Dome in Istanbul. And what a shot to get these people out of their seats, even more out of the seats that they've been since earlier in the day. Because every time Fenerbahce can hit those big plays, they get a little extra edge with the 10, 12,000 fans that they have here at the Sinan Erdem Dome in Istanbul, across the Bosphorus Strait from their side of the city, two different continents. Easy travel for the fans from Fenerbahce to make sure that they're supporting their team here in their hometown.
They made it to Berlin last year. You think they weren't going to make it to this one? They came out in droves last year in Germany. They're here in droves again tonight.
Olympiacos called a timeout to figure out what to do about some of these open shots by Fenerbahce, but also tried. We were looking at who might have the first defensive stand, and these last few times down the floor it's been Fenerbahce.
Well, look at the foul situation right now, Frank. Olympiacos have 4 fouls, Fenerbahce on 0. Look for them to become extremely aggressive here in the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds to try to open up this lead.
Prentice is back in the ballgame for Olympiacos. They're not afraid of having to come back, but they don't want to let it get out of hand. Spanoulis to Green. Kalinic kicks the ball into the stands.
Let me tell you something, though, Frank. You got to be honest here. You got to compare teams. It's a lot easier to come back on a team like CSKA than it is a team like Fenerbahce. They're more defensively sound than CSKA is. CSKA does a great job of playing on offense, but you can come back on them. Not so much. It's not so easy on Fenerbahce.
Almost a steal by Nunley. Instead, it's Spanoulis to Birch to Papapetro. His three-pointer short off the front of the rim. So another missed opportunity by Olympiacos.
You see the physicality of Fenerbahce. Anytime Olympiacos tries to get in the lane right now, they have these fouls to give. They don't want to give up on a shot, so they want to get Olympiacos to the free throw line. But you have at least 4 fouls to give in these last 3 minutes, so be aggressive.
Giannis Papapetro called for his second foul in a short time on the floor. Just 5 minutes. So he'll go take a seat on the bench. He's replaced by Kostas Papanikolaou. As Epe Udo goes to the free throw line to try to get the first double-digit lead in this Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game, and the first of his 2 free throws going down to do just that. High lead so far, 35-25. Remember, in the first half of Friday's semifinal, CSKA led Olympiacos by 13 points. Miss on the second one, ball in the air, and Eric Green got up high and got fouled by the free throw shooter, Epe Udo.
That's an unfortunate situation right there, picking up that foul by Udo right there, because he didn't need that foul off of that foul shot.
Gives Epe Udo 2 fouls with 3 minutes to play in the second quarter.
I think if you're Coach Obradovic, you have to think about putting Udo on the bench for these last 3 minutes. And you don't want him to pick up that third at the end of this quarter with a 10-point lead.
Manoa splits the defenders. Block off the backboard by Vesely. Waiting right there.
Outside Vesely picking up the big block.
At the other end, Udo with the ball, makes his move, goes to Vesely. His pass almost intercepted, but Bogdanovic comes up with it.
Your body's flying. You got to love this.
Body's flying out of bounds even. Bogdanovic goes for another one, misses. And a foul on the rebound. Let's see who it's called on. Looks like it's either going to be Vesely or Kalinic.
Yeah, but you know what? You don't mind that foul if you're big man. Look at the block right there. He comes over on the help and
Fingertip
perfectly. But then on the other end, you see his aggressiveness. He's been all over the boards, all around the basket. When your big man gets a foul like that, you don't mind. You're like, keep staying aggressive. We'll take those fouls all night long.
6 rebounds for Vesely so far in this game, and a 19-17 edge for Fenerbahce. Remember, Olympiacos was the best rebounding team in the EuroLeague this year. Second in defensive rebounds and first in offensive rebounds. So any way that Fenerbahce cuts into that, or like now when they're leading on the boards, is a plus for them.
I tell you, I'm concerned about Udo staying out there so long here with these last 2 minutes. I think he needs just a little bit of, not only a rest, but be careful with that third foul. Tough call right there. Tough call right there. Bogdanovic, I thought, made a good defensive play.
I'm not sure the foul was called on Bogdanovic. There are 2 defenders trying to, there you see. It is on Bogdanovic.
He grabbed him a little bit. Look at that. Zelko doesn't like it very much either. Look at that gaze. Look at that look. That used to scare me back in the day. It still does.
There's Papanikolaou taking the inbound, spinning in the lane, getting it out. It'll be Printezis from deep. Nothing but net for Yorgos Printezis.
Yorgos. I told you earlier, he's going to be important in this game. This is his first basket of the game right there, and he hits it from 3. I need him to step out a little bit more. Make those big men play defense out on the perimeter, not so much in the lane.
Bogdanovic now out there with 2 fouls as well. Not afraid to shoot, though, and nothing but net on a runner by Bogdan Bogdanovic, making it look easy almost with 12 points.
He just keeps going at you. When you have that kind of repertoire, you can go to the basket, you can shoot the 3, you can stop on the dime and shoot the 2 also. Hard to stop that guy offensively.
Manolis on the wing. Goes inside to Birch with a mismatch on Bogdanovic. And the third foul is called on Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Yeah, he has to be smart there. He knows that he's in a mismatch. Don't put your arm up in there. Zelko's not happy. Zelko said, listen, I gave you the confidence. I let you stay in this game to not pick up that third foul. And you go in and make a foul like that.
There you see right there the foul by Bogdanovic. Had one just about a minute ago, and now he's up to 3. The only player on the floor with 3 fouls. Birch cannot hit the first of his 2 free throws after hitting 5 of 6 before that.
It's 5 of 6. Well, he's 5 of 7 right now, but he's a 63% free throw shooter throughout the season, so he's done pretty well tonight so far.
Knocks down the second one, does Kem Birch.
Got a whole lot of arc on that ball from the foul line, doesn't he? Gets that thing up there.
Difference is down to 8. Final minute of the first half in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game. Nunnally on the floor, replacing Bogdanovic. Gets in the lane for his one-hander, in and out. Rebounded by Mansadas, who's just got back for Olympiacos.
Big possession here for Olympiacos. They can get a 2-for-1. They get 2 possessions out of this and go down there and get another stop.
Mansadas for 3. Rattles it in. Vangelis Mansadas with his first points of the ball game as well. So they're getting now Prentice's Mansadas involved. And this is kind of looking a little bit like Friday in terms of their ability to stay cool and come back and not let the other team go too far ahead.
We've seen them hit 3 3-pointers on Friday at the end of each quarter. Then in the fourth quarter, Eric Green and Spanoulis had 2 of them in the last minute of the game. So you know that they never say die. And right now, I just said it. They gather themselves another possession. They hit the 3. They get within 5. If they can defend right now, stop Fenerbahce, they have enough time to get all of it within 2 points before going to halftime. And they have been totally dominated in this half. You'd think that Fenerbahce would win this game by 15, but Olympiacos is never out of it.
Here we see some of what Bogdan Bogdanovic has been doing, and that's hitting shot after shot on his way to 12 points, 3 2-pointers, and 2 3-pointers for Bogdan Bogdanovic. And just smooth as you like on all of them. Gets the shot up quick, and has got so much confidence. Almost when the shot goes off, he's almost walking away. He knows it's going in.
Yeah, that is a lot of confidence. I just didn't like that last play. You're picking up that 3rd foul. You're better off letting Birch go up over the top of you. Stick your hands straight up in the air. Don't get that. If you're gonna make some contact, make it down low, make it underneath. Body him up a little bit, but don't pick up that 3rd foul. You're important to your team. You need to be there in the 4th quarter.
41 seconds left in the second quarter.
There's a little full court press right there, a little zone trap. Here comes Spanoulis.
Ball makes it down to Nunnally in the corner.
Now they're in that zone again. It's a 2-3 zone.
Nunnally guarded by Spanoulis. Vesely looks for Udo, has to bring it back out to Dixon, and picks up Dixon with a running one-hander. What a hook shot. Oh, almost over the backboard for Bobby Dixon.
He didn't even look like he had to look at the rim right there, and he still found it. Put it in on nets, dropped it pretty.
Fought his way to freedom. 6 seconds left in the first half. Lob inside by Spanoulis, makes it to Birch, and he puts it in before the buzzer. Little mistake on defense by the Fenerbahce defense. They tipped it to Birch. Pass didn't get there, but he got the ball and the basket to finish the first half. Look at it again.
Thinking here, tapping it. He could have just let that ball go out of bounds on the pass by Spanoulis. There was no one there for Olympiacos. But Olympiacos has this knack of scoring at the end of each quarter. It's absolutely amazing. It helps them keep themselves in the game, go to the locker room with confidence.
And it's a 39-34 half.
Turkish Airlines, 7 days, Nisine.com, Denizbank, Siesta, Tadim, Lenovo, Burger King, and SEG, official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
Over of the ball to Mr. Nikola Nikolijevic, president of the City Assembly of Belgrade, in order to send him home and prepare for the 2018 Final Four, which will be in Belgrade, Serbia next year. One of the great basketball cities on the planet, will be the host of the next Final Four after this great job done in Istanbul by the city and all its officials to set the stage for tonight's final game and the crowning of a champion in the next 20 minutes. Second half action set to begin with Fenerbahce holding a 5-point lead and getting the first possession.
And here we go, baby. 20 more minutes, Frank.
Dixon with the ball for Fenerbahce. Little bit of a zone matchup again by head coach Giannis Svidopoulos of Olympiacos, but Dixon slips it in wide open. It's a three-pointer, not what they wanted out of that defense.
And that's the danger of playing a zone defense. You give up the outside shot. That time Dixon made him pay right there.
Mansadis at the other end to Spanoulis. Gets it back. He hit a three-pointer late in the first half, and he started this one with another. So 2 open three-pointers and 2 shots going down. Both teams are doing about 50% from the three-point arc.
And they're right out of that zone defense back into man-to-man. They don't want to give up any more easy three-pointers.
Udo hands off to Kalinic. Dixon out top. All the starters are back on the floor who started the ball game. Dixon almost falls down, but retains the handle and gets it to Vesely for a huge off the backboard and in by Jan Vesely, not known as a fall-away shooter, but he got it going early tonight, and he got shooter's luck maybe on that one, beating the shot clock.
No choice but to put that up.
Drive inside by Papanikolaou, ball blocked out of bounds. Sorry, Nunnally out there to start the second half instead of Bogdanovic, of course, who has the 3 fouls. But it was Udo with the big block there. No surprise as Printesses misses his one-hander on the baseline.
You know, Udo doesn't even get excited anymore, Frank, when he blocks shots. He's becoming so used to it. You can't bring that ball down low. He's going to get it every time. He's got great vision on the ball.
Second of the ball game for Udo. That matches his career average. Vesely goes back to Dixon for 3. Off the mark.
Look at Vesely
Rebound
fight.
is loose. Look at Kalinic fight as well.
Boy, they almost got that rebound, but thanks to Vesely fight and Kalinic.
Mansadis comes away. Across half court. Sets up the offense for Olympiacos. Foul committed by James Nunnally.
Foul is called number 21 from Fenerbahce Istanbul. James Nunnally.
Nunnally's going to have to put up some important minutes right here with Bogdanovic on the bench. He needs to be a little bit more aggressive offensively. We know he can shoot the 3. He's a great three-point shooter, so I'd like to see him get a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more integrated within the offense of Fenerbahce.
Spanoulis up top. Goes to Birch. On the run, makes the catch, and when he gets the catch, he gets fouled by Jan Vesely.
Just a tad bit slow on the rotation. That was Vesely.
That is the second foul on Jan Vesely. Spanoulis in the corner, guarded by Nunnally. Mansadis has hit 2. He has now hit 3 three-pointers, and Angelis Mansadis is on fire in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game. Remember, he's a 2-time champion. He knows all about this.
And he did the same thing Friday night. Started out slow, ended up lighting up a couple threes towards the end. He can do it. He's not afraid of these situations.
4-point ball game. Kalinic with 6 on the shot clock, looking for something. He's going to have to throw up a shot very soon. He does just that. Not this time off the backboard. And the 24-second violation, second clock expires for a turnover by Fenerbahce. Just the 5th of the ball game. Very low turnover ball game so far for these two teams. 4 for Olympiacos and 5 now for Fenerbahce.
And you love to see that in a final. There's no doubt about it. A clean game, not too many turnovers. You don't want that to happen when you're playing in a situation like this. You keep giving more possession to the other team. Turnovers and defensive rebounds are your key.
Slukas comes on the court to replace Dixon for Fenerbahce. A little experience in his case, a lot of experience in his case. Another 2-time EuroLeague winner when he played for Olympiacos. Spanoulis splits defenders, keeps the ball. He's going to have to do something with it. Tries to go between his legs, but it's called for traveling as he and Birch crossed wires a little bit and Birch didn't get to the spot Spanoulis wanted.
Yeah, I think it was Nunnally who got his hand on that ball when Spanoulis tried to dribble to the basket. Yeah, Udo stopped him from preventing him from getting to the basket, and Nunnally slowed up his progression a little bit with that touch.
So 4-point difference stays as Fenerbahce catches a break. Udo hands off to Nunnally, guarded by Spanoulis. Nunnally gets around Birch. Birch goes for the block. Nunnally misses. And a foul committed by Slukas would be the 13th foul already in this quarter by Fenerbahce.
I like that move by Nunnally, though. He has to get out there. He's got Birch, a little bit of a mismatch. Don't settle for the three-pointer. Take him to the basket. All he needed to really do there is try to draw a little bit more contact if he could have, but Birch made a great defensive play.
First foul of the ball game for Slukas. With 6:34 to play in the third quarter. This is as close as Olympiacos has been for a while. And Manzana's going to back down on his old teammate Slukas. They were backcourt mates. Look at the up and under, but he misses the shot. He looked like he would have it, Manzana's, and now it's Fenerbahce on the run.
That's not only shot right there. I think Slukas gave it to him a little bit early. He wasn't in position to shoot it just yet.
Manzana's commits the first foul of this quarter for Olympiacos in the mismatch against Vesely. Smart foul so that his team can set up the defense better.
Substitution for Olympiacos into the game.
Here comes Nikola Milutinov, who had a good effect on the first half for Olympiacos, back in the ball game.
Milutinov was aggressive in his 7 minutes in the first half. He helps his team in the paint, especially against guys like Udo and Vesely.
Number 16 from Olympiacos, Kostas Papanikolaou.
Fenerbahce ball, Slukas taking it out of bounds. For Kalinic, body's hitting the floor again. Kalinic comes up with the long pass. Slukas fakes the jumper, gets inside to Vesely. He gets sandwiched and fouled by either Papanikolaou or Prentices.
Slukas, another player that needs to be more aggressive for Fenerbahce offense. We saw him on Friday night really take over the game a little bit in the first half and then again in the second half with some great pull-up jump shots and penetrations to the basket. I believe he needs to do the same thing for this team. They slowed down a little bit offensively. Only 44 points right now after the 26 in that first quarter. So somebody needs to step up offensively for Fenerbahce.
Only 5 points here so far for Fenerbahce in this third quarter. Only 6 for Olympiacos, so the lead stands at 4. Slukas going against Milutinov. Gets it to Vesely, flying in. Hit on the arm by Prentices. And that'll be the second foul on Prentices.
It's a tough situation right there for Prentices because you have him moving to his left, shooting back off his right hand. You don't want to foul him, but you're also taught that, you know, if Vesely's getting closer to the basket, you want to foul him, make him go to the line. But he's been doing well at the foul line lately. Look at that.
Another one. 2 for 2 on Friday night. His first one tonight. And it means a lot to him and to the Fenerbahce because we know that in this final a year ago, which they lost by a single rebound, he was 1 for 10 from the free throw line.
Look at that. I love it. I love it.
4 for 4 so far in the final 4, and all perfect. You can't be happier for Jan Vesely.
Stepping up in a big game and making his free throws when it matters most.
Spanoulis out top for Olympiacos. Papanikolaou as Milutinov falls on the floor. Papanikolaou makes his move and is fouled by Nunnally, making the 4th team foul for Fenerbahce with still 5:30 to play in this game. So Olympiacos will be shooting on each one after this, but so will Fenerbahce.
Yeah, and things are getting pretty physical right now, Frank. You can tell that the pressure's on. There's 15 minutes left in this final, and they're starting to feel it. You get to see the bodies flying a little bit more, a lot more body checking when people are cutting in the basket. Keep an eye on battles down low with the big men.
Spanoulis out top. Papanikolaou to Milutinov for the slam. Great teamwork by Olympiacos and the 22-year-old center coming up big, rocking the rim, Nikola Milutinov.
Cocks that back and just throws it down on Vesely, Frank.
Again, some shot blockers waiting for him as well. Kalinic sandwiched inside, gets it out to Slukas. He'll take a three-pointer and knock it down. So Slukas is now on the scoreboard as well.
Look at it, Vesely didn't like it. Vesely didn't like it. Milutinov went in hard. They're going at it down here, but I love the fact that Slukas gets that ball, drills that 3.
Double technical foul called there and a little scuffle after the three-pointer by Slukas. Jan Vesely gets 1 technical. The other one is called on Nikola Milutinov, who just slammed on Vesely at the other end. And you're probably right, George. He didn't appreciate any of that.
Well, you tell you what, though, you got to love Milutinov, this young man, just coming up here playing against veterans like Vesely, getting in his face, not being afraid of the situation, and not being afraid of this big game.
For Vesely, that's the third foul as well, so it could come into play. Inside, the ball goes to Milutinov. Step up and under and in for Nikola Milutinov. Putting on a show. He's up to 8 points now in just 8 minutes on the floor.
But these are valuable minutes by Milutinov. He is really playing some good basketball.
Kalinic to Udo, who makes his move and gets fouled by Milutinov. That will send Epe Udo to the free throw line. Still a 5-point lead for Fenerbahce. As there's a timeout on the floor, middle of the third quarter, as everybody takes a breath.
I need
in
a
this
breath,
high-tension Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game with Fenerbahce 49 and Olympiacos 44 with 15 minutes left to play, or at least 15 minutes left to play, we should say, because they've been so close that overtime would not be a surprise. There was Vesely, how he started the game seconds in with a beautiful reverse dunk. Came back with another putback dunk on a miss by Bogdanovic. Doing what he loves to do, and then this shot here in the third quarter is not usually in his repertoire. Vesely fall back to beat the shot clock, go off the backboard. Makes you proud of the big man, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't think he really meant to do that. He had no other chance. He had no other opportunity but to shoot that because the clock was running out, but it sure looked pretty. Look, I would say Dirk Nowitzki-like, but I'm not sure Dirk would agree with that.
7 rebounds as well for Jan Vesely, leading everyone in this ball game by 3. So he's putting his heart on the line to try to become a EuroLeague champion tonight, Jan Vesely.
This guy's been aggressive from the first second of the game. We saw the alley-oop dunk that we keep seeing it here. But it's the amount of times that he's gotten to the basket to get his hand on the ball, to do things for his team, to get those loose balls, what we call it 50-50 balls. And every possession in a game like this is important. It's a 5-point game here, and Udo's at the line.
Epe Udo going to the free throw line, where earlier tonight he was 1 for 2.
Udo's got 22 out of 25 minutes so far played in this game, so Coach Jelko Obradovic is sticking with his man. There's no doubt about it.
Udo is 63% free throw shooter on the season, gets the lead back to 6. I mean, it was down as low as 4, and Fenerbahce keeps holding the dike against this unrushing Olympiacos team.
Yeah, but the question I ask is, if Fenerbahce holding on to it, or is it Olympiacos holding on to right where they want to be in that 6-7 point range? You just never know.
Very good question, Joe. Both shots go down by Udo. 7-point difference on Sadis. Working with Milutinov on the mismatch. Goes in the corner. Papanikolaou, quick three-pointer, misses. Almost like he wasn't set up and expecting that pass from Milutinov.
Yeah, that's a great look by Milutinov. We saw that earlier by Fenerbahce. Three three-pointers made the same way. Great pass by Milutinov for a big man. You got Slukas wide open. Someone's had a mismatch right. They couldn't find Slukas. Look at him. Look at him looking at the rest of his teammates going, listen, nobody's on me. I'm wide open over here. Somebody give me the ball. I just dropped the three-pointer. I'm ready to make one more.
Nonetheless, Mansadis commits his second foul and fouls Dome, who missed one the last time he went to the free throw line, but he hardly ever misses.
3 misses the entire season? What's going on with that? Who does that?
He's ranked 4th all-time in the EuroLeague for free throw percentage and led the league this year with 96%.
We can talk about DeColo all day, but this guy's right there behind him. Doesn't shoot as many free throws as DeColo does. He doesn't get to the line as much, but man, when he gets there, he's money.
Most important, he has this lead back up to 9. When Olympiacos was drawing closer over the last few minutes, their good defense until now in the third quarter hasn't worked.
Really?
Just missed an open shot that Vesely rips off the rim.
Yeah, that's bad luck for Yorgos. He makes that shot 95, 99% of the time. I don't know what happened there in that shot.
Udo on the wing, turns on Milutinov. and gets pushed from behind by Nikola Milutinov for a foul.
And you know, no matter what happens, this is basketball. Milutinov is a young man, so you have to attack him because the referees have a tendency to call fouls against the younger kids. There's no doubt about it. You had a big-time veteran like Udo out there against Milutinov. Take him to the hoop, see if you can get a push, see if you can get yourself to the line. Great job by Udo. Don't settle for the jump shot. Attack the basket. And here comes the big man Adidas into the game to give Vesely a little bit of a break. Listen to this cheers for Vesely.
Vesely takes a seat, and Pero Antic makes his first appearance of this Final Four. He's played in 4 before this, and of course won the title. He's one of the 2 players on Fenerbahce that won back-to-back titles with Olympiacos. As he's out there to try to deny his former teammates. 4 of them that are still with the team since he and they won together in 2012 and 2013.
And be aware, Frank, because Olympiacos has to understand that he loves to sit in the corners. He loves to set up in the corners and shoot that three-pointer, even from the top of the key. He can shoot the three-pointer, so they can't let him get an open look at the basket because he's not afraid to do it in these moments.
Papapetro in the ball game with the ball as Kalinic takes it. Look at Papapetro go up high, but he misses, trying to go over Udo.
That's the Udo effect down low. Udo didn't get his hand on that shot, but he sure affected it.
There's Pero Antic, who got that rebound.
Play.
Look at the ball move for Fenerbahce. What a play is right. Gigi Datome finishing with a beautiful shot, but Kalinic flying through the lane to pass out to him wide open. And we have the highest lead of the ball game, 13 points, 57 to 44. Timeout on the floor, 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Fenerbahce in control.
That is one of the prettiest plays that we've seen all night. It was a setup play. You saw Kalinic making the move already into the lane before the ball arrives. Here we're gonna see it right there. Kalinic is coming in, draws the defender, and Datome's sitting out there. That's his execution, and that's what Željko Obradović and his teams usually do best. Look at that, drawing the defense. You collapse the defense when you get to the basket, and that's the beauty of this game. And they read it perfectly to give themselves that 13-point lead, right when Olympiacos was threatening to get back into this game again.
And Luigi Datome knew exactly where that shot was going. His Fenerbahce fans loving every moment of that, but the amazing thing about the play was it seemed to touch all 4 corners of the offense in a matter of seconds, and there alone to shoot was Gigi Datome.
You know what I can't understand about that play is how they set that play up. It came so quickly and so effectively. It's like you look at it and you say, how do you set that play up? And everybody be on the same page.
Now it's going to be up to Olympiacos to answer. They begin some big plays from this young man, Nikola Milutinov. But down 13 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Not as bad as they were on this floor 5 years ago. It was about 19 at this moment, and they came back and won. But as you said, this is a whole different ball team, Fenerbahce, and they have as much hunger as anybody has ever played in this game.
Nonetheless, it's a big moment right now. Fenerbahce has this in their grasp. They have 12 more minutes to control this game.
Bogdanovic back out there with 3 fouls. Agravanis gets it to Milutinov for a slam. So the young man Agravanis comes right out on the floor and connects with another youngster in Milutinov.
Sometimes your defense in that situation can be overly aggressive, and that's what Fenerbahce did. They tried to get a double team out in the corner, and they left Milutinov underneath it. Someone missed their assignment.
A pair of 22-year-olds. Bogdanovic left open, misses, however. And the ball taken by Milutinov.
It's a good look for Bogdanovic. He normally makes that shot, and he's going to take it more often. Don't worry about him.
Manolis will take this three-pointer. It misses. And Pero Antic got his hands on a rebound before Agravanis crashed into him for a foul.
That's what Agravanis likes to do right there. It's a good call by the referee coming up over the back. A lot of the reason right there is because Andis did a good job of stroking it straight up. Ran into him and Datome.
So Spanoulis misses from downtown, where he's only 1 for 4 so far in this ballgame. Has no two-point shots in 3 tries. 3 for 3 at the free throw line for 6 points. But remember, he came into the fourth quarter on Friday night with 4 points. He finished with 14 and his team in the final.
It's not Spanoulis' time yet. Just hold on a little bit. It'll be Spanoulis' time pretty soon.
Pero Antic will go to the free throw line after that foul at the other end. And of course, since he didn't play on Friday night, that's his first free throw of the Final Four that misses. We were wondering if we'd see him tonight, knowing he's going against his ex-teammates, and he still has a lot to give. Had done so all season in short minutes, but important minutes.
Now, you thought we'd see him a little bit more tonight, just to try to rotate with Vesely and Udo down low, give each one of them a break, but it's pretty obvious Udo's sticking around. Vesely needed a little break, plus he picked up his third foul.
Papanikolaou waving everybody off so he can attack. Antic takes a three-pointer, misses. So
look at the yellow shirts all over the boards. That's huge. They just got 2 free throws because of their boxing out. And that time he had only 3 yellow shirts going up for that rebound.
Bogdanovic shadowed by Papanikolaou, one of the great defenders in the EuroLeague. Gets around him, lobs for Udo. Udo kicks it out, swings to Datome, fakes and shoots a 2-pointer on the mark for Gigi Datome, and the biggest lead of this ball game. 60-46 with a minute left in the third quarter.
Frank, that's old school basketball. The fake the 3-pointer and stop, pop, and drop from 2. We don't see that very often anymore.
Ball inside for Birch. Puts it right down. Good position by Ken Birch as he gets back in the ball game. He goes up to 12 points as Olympiacos is the leading scorer.
That's a nice high-low offensive possession right there for Olympiacos. They needed an easy basket to get themselves a little bit closer here to end this third quarter.
Taking his time is Bogdan Bogdanovic, and looking inside where Papanikolaou makes the steal. Big play by him. Spanoulis all the way to the rim. Oh. There comes up by Udo to block it from behind. All kinds of speed by Udo. Slukas driving hard, finds Datome. But he throws his pass into the hands of Spanoulis. What a block by Epe Udo.
They should have held on to that ball a little bit more to get that last shot, but right now it's going to be Olympiacos' last shot with 8 seconds.
Spanoulis facing Udo. Goes in the corner to Papanikolaou. Gets inside. Udo gets another block to finish the third quarter. 2 blocks in a span of seconds for Epe Udo.
Do I need to say it again, Frank? Udo want to bring that stuff in here, baby. Get it out.
Here's the first one. Gets up there in time. Knocks it off the backboard. Epe Udo.
Look at the timing. Look at the timing. Then he comes back and does it again right at the end of the half again, coming from far away.
Coming from out of nowhere, but with the long arm of the law, Epe Udo, 2 blocks, preserving a 12-point lead here at the end of 3 quarters in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague championship game, where it's 60-48 in favor of Fenerbahce against Olympiacos. 10 more minutes to play. We have the home team in charge, and the comeback kids maybe in the position they want to be. We shall see in 10 minutes of drama to find out which of them will be the champions of the EuroLeague at the end of this ball game.
Congratulations to Wally. Doesn't matter. Very, very good.
And Joe Arlakis, as we look at the third quarter highlights, no matter what we know about the Olympiacos' history, those 2 blocks by Epe Udo to keep this at 12 points were huge. They are not just to keep the count at 12, but psychologically, it may keep the Olympiacos guys who driving anywhere near the basket feeling comfortable in this ball game.
Yeah, Olympiacos has stayed alive, as we talked about before, by making shots at the end of each quarter. And this time, you know what? Udo said, no, you're not going to get those shots off. You're not going to get those baskets to give yourself more momentum going into the fourth quarter. He took them away single-handedly.
4 blocks now for Epe Udo in this ball game. And he just does it again and again. Everybody knows he's a shot blocker, but they can't avoid him skying in and coming up with big plays like that. 28 rebounds to 23 is another good sign for Fenerbahce in this ball game, because Olympiacos is the leading rebounding team in the EuroLeague all season long. But the big stat that matters is 60-48 on the scoreboard. 10 minutes to deciding a champion. As Olympiacos has possession to start this fourth quarter. Eric Green in the ball game, along with Yanis Papapetrou, Dimitris Agravanis, Ken Birch, and Vasilis Spanoulis.
Bogdanovic down low, fighting with Birch. Again, he doesn't want to pick up that fourth foul, so he couldn't do much. I was thinking he was going to get a little bit more help there. He did a great job of fighting with him and not following him early, but needs to get a little bit of help once Birch gets that ball.
Birch drops it over. Bogdanovic gets the lead down to 10. Slukas kicks to the corner. Dome again with the three-pointer. He's open and he's feeling good. Luigi Dome.
And he's shooting 46% from three for the year, so you know if he's set up, he's going to drill it.
He's up to 11 points. He's 2 for 2 from downtown. Spanulis again goes inside to Birch.
There's the help by Antic right there.
Spanulis over Udo. Long pass to Udo. Deflected into his hands. He can't get the shot off as Agravanis has to commit the foul. But Udo will be going to the free throw line where he's 4 for 6 right now. And every play like this makes it a little tougher on Olympiacos.
It does. I'll tell you, Udo is amazing. The way he comes out and plays defense, then he gets to run the floor. It probably should have been intercepted, that pass, but it was deflected. And Udo still gets his hands on it, gets himself to the line.
Look at the atmosphere at the Sinan Erdem Dome in Istanbul, filled with fans of Fenerbahce. And right now they feel that they're as close as ever as a Turkish team in any sport, any major sport, has been to being called the champions of Europe.
This place is going to erupt. If they can continue to hold on to this lead and finish this out, this place is going to erupt at the end. There are going to be some happy people in this stadium.
High lead in this ball game, 65-50. After a 5-0 run here by Fenerbahce, is still alive. Green out top. Agravanis challenges Antic, gets around him. Foul called on Pero Antic.
And that's a good foul by Antic right there. Didn't let the young man get to the basket. Picked him up on the crossover, got his body a little bit more into him, but nothing wrong with that foul by Antic. He needs to be physical.
Both teams with one foul here early in the fourth quarter. 8:33 to play. Inbounds now by Olympiacos. Green has the ball. Spanulis with Antic in front of him.
There's a quick switch right back to Slukas. Now you got Udo on him. Spanulis doesn't want to deal with Udo.
Agravanis going to try to beat the shot clock and can't. Nothing but yellow jerseys there for the rebound. And you're seeing a little bit of indecision on the part of Olympiacos when Udo has Spanulis on the switches.
It's not only indecision, it's the fact that they just can't get an open look on defensively. Right now, Fenerbahce started offensively, finishing defensively.
Bogdanovic is going to give Pero Antic a three-point try. He knocks it down. We have an 18-point difference.
I told you earlier, you cannot let him get open out there.
68-50, and everybody on their feet in a yellow jersey here in Sinan Erdem Dome in Istanbul, Turkey. They think that their team is on the way to its first Turkish Airlines EuroLeague title, and the first for this country in the many, many years. Turkish teams, including Fenerbahce, participated in EuroLeague competition since they started in 1958. Never have won a title, and they are close as we have a timeout on the floor. We come back to the Sinan Erdem Dome in Istanbul, Turkey. 18-point lead for the home team, Fenerbahce, and their fans are feeling it. Not quite celebrating yet. They know who the opponent is. But with such little time left, 8 minutes and 18 points on the scoreboard, it would make it another miracle if Olympiacos can draw close in this ballgame. They go inside the Yorgos Printasis. His pass is blocked. It's a turnover on the double team by Dome. Everything going Fenerbahce's way.
Yeah, defensively, they're swarming around the ball, double teaming, rotating correctly. They're doing everything right on the defensive end. Now, Olympiacos goes to the zone.
Adidas dials it up again. This one misses.
This right here might be what Olympiacos needs. Get to the basket. It's a great foul by Slukas right there to slow things down. You don't want to give up. You take a shot, maybe a bad shot by Erdem right there, and you don't want to give up a fast break. So I thought this foul was a very smart, strategic foul by Slukas. Make them take the ball out of bounds and slow things down.
The foul is committed by Coach Slukas. Olympiacos has to try again. Prentice is guarded by Slukas. Udo comes in. Ball swings to Spanoulis for three. In and out by Spanoulis and into the hands of Luigi Dome.
Well, if you're the Fenerbahce bench, you take a deep breath that Spanoulis did not make that shot, because that starts things off for him.
1 for 5 from downtown, 0 for 5 on 2 corners is Vasilis Spanoulis for only 6 points in this ballgame. But he has 7 assists, and you know one of the best defenses we've seen all season is focused entirely on stopping him.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You know that's what you do. That's how you start your game plan, is how to control Spanoulis. Make it difficult for him, and that's what they've done throughout this whole game.
Third foul committed by Spanoulis.
But the game's not over either, Frank.
That's never over with Olympiacos on the floor. In the corner, Antic drives, gets met by Prentice with a block. Montades gets the ball to Prentice, not easily.
It's just uncomfortable for Olympiacos. Everything is uncomfortable for him.
What a backstep turning shot there by Yorgos Prentice as he saw Udo approaching him and put the ball in the basket. Great footwork. One of the guys with best footwork is Yorgos Prentice.
I don't know how he gets that shot up right there with his footwork, but he made a great turn, found the backboard, laid it in. Missed a couple early in this game throughout the beginning of the game and a little bit in the third quarter, but he's another guy to watch out for as the game comes down to an end.
You see the fans admonishing another one who had a whistle. I guess someone's blowing it. Please don't do that. Our team's ahead by 16.
Exactly. Try not to stop the clock. The clock is your friend right now.
A little bit of pressure by Olympiacos, not much, as Slukas comes across half court.
Little 1-3-1 now. They keep switching up the defense to see if they can try to throw off Olympiacos.
Slukas to Antic, he makes his move, misses. Udo tries to slam it, bodies hit the floor. Foul is called.
Wait, Antic is getting beat up. He didn't play on Friday. He comes in Saturday, or he comes in on Sunday. He's getting beat up a little bit, man. He is putting in some valuable minutes.
Right into the action, Pero Antic, you see him there. Gets slammed by the young man Milutinov, and on the dunk attempt on the rebound, Udo as well gets fouled by Papanikolaou and goes to the free throw line. I mean, have you seen so many bodies on the floor of a championship game in your life? Is this one tonight?
That's what it's all about, man. You got to leave it all on the floor tonight. What a performance here so far by Fenerbahce all weekend long. Friday night and tonight, they have controlled almost 40 minutes of both games. Only 6 minutes left to finish off their destiny.
Green with a floater. Nice shot there by Eric Green. Keeps it at 16. Not totally out of reach. But that only gives Olympiacos 20 points in the second half if they come up with a steal.
You have to convert on these turnovers now if you're Olympiacos. You did a great job defensively, but you have to convert on the offensive side.
Green against Slukas. Green gets it to Prentice. Stop and pop three-pointer by Yorgos Prentice misses. And a rebound by Slukas. 5:30 to play. And if that scoreboard doesn't move soon for Olympiacos, we will have the first champion of the EuroLeague from Turkey. Bogdanovic open for three. And of course it goes down. Bogdanovic has now given Fenerbahce the biggest lead of this ballgame, 73-54, as he goes up to 15 points with his third three-pointer of the ball game, forcing another timeout on the floor for Olympiacos to try to come up with a miracle.
He had way too much time to look at that shot. I think they overused that zone defense right there. Fenerbahce got used to it. That's about 3-4 possessions in a row, and they've nailed them on it.
And you see the look on the face of Yorgos Printezis, who was the hero on the last-second shot to win the title on the same floor 5 years ago for Olympiacos, not feeling quite the same way. By this time, that comeback was long underway. This timeout gives us a chance to see our 7 days magic moment of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game, and it was Jan Vesely beating the shot clock with a rainbow fallback jumper off the backboard here in the third quarter in the second half. And that's the kind of play that you know you're going good when that goes down, and that's certainly well earned by Fenerbahce, the kind of momentum that those kind of shots give you.
Yeah, the last thing Vesely is known for is his outside shooting, and to make that shot is amazing. But I'll tell you what, this game's in Istanbul. It's not over yet. There's still 5 minutes left. They have the fans, but the way this team is playing, I don't care where you put these 4 teams. I think Fenerbahce has definitely been, up to now, the best team.
Remember, they were in 5th place to finish the regular season as Printezis goes strong and gets fouled. But before the shot, the referee is saying,
even Tommy right there getting into the block party a little bit, going up and getting Princess's shot. We're going to see him come up here and getting it right at the rim. Look at Luigi. I got a little bit of arm there, but he wants to get into the block party too. Not only Udo and Vesely.
Foul called there on Kalinic, in fact, as Eric Green hits another shot, couple in a row for him, gets the lead down to 17. Still almost 5 minutes left to play.
You cannot give up quick, easy shots for Olympiacos. You want to make them run the clock a little bit. Offensively, you can still attack the basket, but make them run 24 seconds off the clock.
Lucas drives to the basket. Shot doesn't go. Knocked out of bounds by Udo. And Olympiacos will get a chance to trim this difference a little bit more. It's almost as if they have to do it on every offensive possession by now, at this point.
But we're so used to seeing Olympiacos do this that you can never count them out of the game. I'm sitting here looking at the numbers. I'm looking at 17, 4.5 minutes left. And for some reason, I think they can still do this.
Because they've done almost this on other occasions. They certainly are not going to tremble in this situation. Mansadas pulls Udo out. Looks inside for Printezis. Backing down on Kalinic. Finally gets a shot off and in. Great footwork again by Yorgos Printezis, give him 7 points in the ball game.
Man, he's fun to watch when he gets that ball down low. The way he can pivot back and forth and keep that foot down so they don't call travel on him. Did a great job.
Risked by Papanikolaou, and the box falls. Good fortune there for Nikola Kalinic.
They made Papanikolaou pay right there. He almost had the steal coming up behind Slukas. Someone got Slukas' attention, though, and he found Kalinic in the corner all by himself, and the friendly roll.
Lead back up to 18. Papanikolaou challenging Udo.
Get it out of here!
5th block by Efe Udo.
Udo putting the finger up.
Hardly had to get off his feet.
Oh, you can feel it now, Frank. You can feel it now.
3.5 minutes, 18 points. Olympiacos has got to do everything right from now on to even have a chance. Lucas step back jumper in and out. Dome for the rebound. Misses, tip in by Kalinic. Wow. Everything going right for Fenerbahce.
All over the place with this guy. He's done so many things from the first minute of this ballgame. He does not stop.
Panoulis off the backboard and in for a three-pointer. Until then, he was stopped for a long time by the Fenerbahce defense, stuck on 6 points that he had early in the ball game. Now he's up to 9. Risk being taken by the Olympiacos defense with 2:44 to play.
Nice ball control here by Fenerbahce, taking their time, trying to get a good shot.
Bogdanovic against Printezis, crosses over, challenges him off the backboard and in for Bogdanovic.
And I love the shot selection. Instead of taking that three from deep, he decides to attack Printezis and go to the basket and kiss it off the glass again.
17 points for him, 17 points for Kalinic. Spanoulis goes in the corner to Papanikolaou, who drives and gets it to Green for three off the backboard. Spanoulis with the offensive rebound, tries another three-pointer and misses. And this doesn't look as if anything can stop Fenerbahce Istanbul. It is too late. There are 2 minutes left, 19-point lead, and about 15,000 sixth men in the crowd that will not let this slip away. Kalinic for three.
I said it before.
Udo with the offensive rebound.
I said it before, Frank. I don't care where you played this Final Four. This is the team that was going to win it. They have played incredible for all 80 minutes.
Let's remind everyone that this team may have finished fifth in the regular season, but they dealt with a lot of injury problems along the way. Lucas, Datome, and others were injured almost periodically during the season. Their big five players only played about 6 games together, but when the playoffs arrived, they were healthy. They executed and registered the first sweep in EuroLeague history against Panathinaikos when starting on the road. 2 road wins to start and then 1 game 3 at home. That had never happened before.
They kept telling us, Frank, that when we have our whole team together, we're the best team in the league. They knew it from the beginning. They've been confident about it, and they've proved it to us this weekend.
They have absolutely proven it this weekend. A very dominant semifinal victory on Friday over the team with the best record in the regular season, the best record coming in this Final Four, Real Madrid, and on their way to a big double-digit victory with 1:12 to play against Olympiacos, a team they struggled with during their 2 dates earlier in this season, losing in Piraeus, Greece by almost double digits and then having to come back in the last few minutes to win at home against Olympiacos. Not tonight. There's been another dominant performance by Fenerbahce Istanbul and their coach, Željko Obradović.
Look at this. They don't stop. Even the young man coming off the bench.
That was Ahmed Duverioğlu with the block there.
Some happy people running around this stadium right now, hugging each other, and they love it.
Blocking.
They have brought a championship to Istanbul.
Young players on the floor. Olympiacos knows this is over. They give Vasilis Toliopoulos a chance, but he got a shot block right there. Ahmed Duverioğlu. There's Toliopoulos with the three-pointer to remember his Final Four. But not for the victory. The victory is going in 30 seconds to Fenerbahce Istanbul as Lucas, who won 2 titles with Olympiacos, is out there to finish it against his old team. Anthony Bennett on the floor to get a taste of this victory, and Meli Mamatoğlu for Fenerbahce. Nice gesture there by Željko Obradović to get some of his bench players in the ballgame for this special moment. Last shot misses, and the celebration begins for Fenerbahce Istanbul, for its players and coaches, and for the city of Istanbul and the country of Turkey. Let them celebrate the first championship in a major sport ever by a club from this country, and more deserving it could not be, Joe Arlauckas.
Turkish Airlines, 7 days, Nisine.com, Denizbank, Siesta, Tadim, Lenovo, Burger King, and SEG, official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
Absolute domination throughout the entire weekend. They did it against Madrid. They did it against Olympiacos. 2 teams with the most experience in these EuroLeague finals, and they dominated.
The celebration is on the floor here at Sinan Erdem Dome in Istanbul. The home team, Fenerbahce, has done what no other Turkish team before them could do by putting a stop to Olympiacos in its strong run this season. to win 80-64 in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Championship game. And what a performance it has been by Fenerbahce. Everybody contributed. Some great play by 4 different double-digit scorers. A 40-30 difference on the boards cannot be overstated because Olympiacos was the best rebounding team by far in the EuroLeague this season. 13 of 25 three-pointers, 1 off the Final Four record, 1 off the championship game record, and just did everything you have to do to become champions and let them enjoy it. They deserve every minute of it. Look at Jan Vesely greeting his people in the crowd, congratulating the fans as well. Epe Udo turned 30 yesterday.
What a birthday gift right there.
He said, I'm going to celebrate on Sunday if you don't mind. And we will see who our Adidas player of the game is, and it's none other than yesterday's birthday boy, Epe Udo, who of course does so many things. He's got 10 points in this ball game, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Started the game with a huge assist, but these 2 blocks out of his 5 at the end of the third quarter may have been the deciding factor in this ball game. Suddenly, a team, Olympiacos, that knows how to come back, was demoralized by Udo's great performance. We will talk to him now and see what he feels like about being champion.
Epe, congratulations. I mean, what a game, what a tournament.
What a season, man. This is our story. You know, I kept saying that throughout the year. Here we are, man. Got to give God all the glory. Teammates were phenomenal. The fans are crazy. What a feeling. I mean, but this is big, man. This is for Turkey.
You battled a lot through injuries. I mean, you did not... You did not have the home court advantage in the playoffs, but you managed 5-0 in the playoffs.
That's part of our story, man. We struggled early. We figured it out at the end. Everybody knew that when we got healthy, we'd be a problem. Here we are.
How about the team chemistry? It seemed like everybody had their own role, and nobody minded what it was. Scoring, shooting, rebounding.
Oh, yeah. You know, when I was in the NBA, Doc Rivers told the team, be a star in your role. And that's what everybody does on our team. Everybody's star in their role. And look at this. This is special, man. This is special.
Last question. Do you think with Jan Vesely, you are the best defensive duo, 4 or 5?
2 years in a row, man. We play great together, and I love that, man. Here we are.
Congratulations. Very happy for you.
Thank you.
Peace out from Epe Udo. And what an incredible performance this weekend by him. But have you ever seen anybody who plays 38 minutes in one game and 36 and a half and 48 hours later looks so calm, cool, and collected as Epe Udo?
If we were worried about him, we were worried about this guy getting tired. I saw the highlights. He's blocking shots, fading away. Amazing, amazing performance by Epe Udo.
Performance index rating of 36 in the semifinal on Friday. Follows it up with a 29 tonight. One of the top combinations between the semifinal and the final that we've ever seen in the Final Four. There you see a hug between him and his head coach. He's talked many times about how Željko Obradović has given him the confidence and the freedom, both things, to play the way he plays. We know he's a shot blocker. 5 block shots in the final tonight. If not a record, certainly close to one. And at the same time, his 8 assists the other night were incredible as well. He just has done so much, and he gives a lot of thanks to Željko Obradović.
But let me tell you something about Željko Obradović, Frank. I had experience with him for 3 years, and he is a difficult coach to play for from September until March. He really drills your team. He makes you work hard. He makes you learn things that you've never learned before in your life, and he's difficult. But from March until the end of the season, he becomes a different person and a different coach. And that's the experience that he has over so many other coaches. And on top of that, he can game plan better than anybody.
Speaking of the great Željko Obradović, we expect to talk to him in a matter of seconds, as he has helped bring the first EuroLeague title ever to the country of Turkey and to the club of Fenerbahce Istanbul. The city of Istanbul has done so much for basketball, especially in recent years, and now they have a title to thank for it. and we will speak to Željko Obradović about this great accomplishment right now.
Coach, a phenomenal setting for the game today. The atmosphere was one of the best I've ever seen. What does this title mean for you, for the club and the country?
It's big success for everybody that work in the club, starting with our president, Aziz Yildirim, that give opportunity to everybody of us to be over here. After that, it's important that we are healthy inside. We work together. We know what it was target all the time that we make this team. So I'm very happy, first of all, for my players. They play excellent game also today, all the season, and of course for these wonderful people that they support us during all the season.
Coach, I got a quote for you right here. After 6th round in Baskonia, when you lost by 34 points, you said, we need a quick reaction. My players' mind are in last year. They think what they did last year. Where did they wake up?
Yeah, it was the momentum of the season, you know. After that, we make a lot of things to change. First of all, approach during the game. It was this game and never more happened.
How about today? How difficult was the game today?
Very difficult. Olympiacos is a great team. Congratulations for them. They have excellent season. Season by season, they show this, that they have character, great organization. So I believe for them, great result also.
Do you think that the interior defense of Vesely and Udo was the biggest advantage that you had in the tournament?
Probably yes, but okay, we will study everything. For me, some things are not new, maybe for some people, but team is always more important. We play team defense offensively. Second half, it was much, much better. We understand the way how Olympiacos try to defend, so individual quality of my players also decide the game.
Congratulations, a great victory.
Thank you very much.
The great Željko Obradović, as the net is cut down, the last strands of it by Jan Vesely, one net around the neck of Bogdan Bogdanović, and you'll see why this game and this championship belongs to Fenerbahce Istanbul. This was 3 seconds into the ball game, the first highlight. Udo to Vesely for a reverse dunk. Olympiacos did its best keeping in this ball game. They only led once at 5-6 at the beginning of the game. After that, Fenerbahce had control, but Olympiacos did not go away. And Fenerbahce, knowing that Olympiacos has a comeback history, just held that lead and didn't let them have a chance. Now we will see the awards being presented after this ball game to the award winners. Ilke Ayçi, chairman of Turkish Airlines, is giving a runner-up trophy right there to the great Vasilis Spanoulis after a tough game for him and his teammates. They've been winners before, and they've also lost now 2 finals in a row. They know both sides of the coin.
After the experience that Fenerbahce had last year in the final, having that last tap in to go into overtime and losing in overtime, they made sure tonight that they were not going to have anything crazy happen to them. They opened up the lead and they kept it the whole game.
And you had to feel for them last year. One rebound away from the title before a tip-in and a loss in overtime against CSKA Moscow. And they had to wait all this time and the most games of any EuroLeague season ever by quite a few to then come back here and get what they thought they had in their hands a year ago. And you can't be happier. For most of the members of the team are back as well. Only a couple new players came on. That shows the faith they had in these players and each other, despite that very, very heartbreaking loss a year ago in the same game.
Željko told us it's always sweeter when you have to suffer a little bit. They've suffered, and there's your MVP right there. No doubt about it. It's well deserved.
Udo as the Final Four MVP, leading Fenerbahce to the title. He is getting awarded there by EuroLeague Basketball legend Theo Papaloukas, who was in his day a Final Four MVP as well. But tonight belongs to that man, Udo. And his team, Fenerbahce Istanbul. He came to them last year and brought them within a rebound of the title. He came back here this year and made sure that his team will walk off with a trophy across the bridge into Asia, across the Bosphorus Strait, and take it home to Fenerbahce Istanbul tonight. And he gets 1,000,000 miles to go along with his MVP prize as well.
Hey, I'll trade him
travel
for
with
1,000,000
Turkish
miles.
Airlines.
Let me tell you something. The greatest thing about this young man right here is this isn't the trophy that's important to him. Those 1,000,000 miles means nothing to him. He is all about his team, and he's all about team accomplishment, not individual accomplishments. You see it in the sincerity and the way he does interviews, the way he conducts himself on and off the court. And what an amazing young man. And I don't think there's anybody better out there that this could have happened to.
And a great guy off the court. He was answering questions in a press conference before this game about his book club, which he started, an online book club a couple 2 years ago, brought it over to Turkey. It's an internet book club that's all his. And you don't see that from many athletes. He engages with fans that way, but in a very deep manner.
He's a great follow on Twitter. I'm on him all the time. I love reading his Twitter stuff.
He almost invariably, after games at home in their arena across town here in Istanbul, goes and meets with the kids right at courtside right after the game. But now we will see the individual trophies being handed out by Mr. İlker Ayçi, the chairman of the board of and executive committee of Turkish Airlines, and Jordi Bertomeu, the president and CEO of EuroLeague Basketball, giving each of the Fenerbahce players their individual champions trophies.
Hey, Frank, while they're giving out these individual trophies, and before the big one comes out, I'm going to give a shout out from me, from Andy, from you, and from George to our production team. Ross Clark and Lucy Bridget have done an incredible job of making this, our job, so much easier. So for you guys and the whole IMG team, thanks so much. You guys are the best.
There are the champions, Bogdanovic, Vesely, Pero Antic with his third title, I'm sorry. Same as Kostas Slukas. Everybody else on that Fenerbahce team, except for Joko Obradovic, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Is getting their first taste of the championship victory in the EuroLeague. Obradovic now up to 9 titles with 5 different teams in 4 different countries. There is no question, and there never was, but this makes it even more so, that the greatest coach in the history of European basketball, and I hasten to add, in world basketball, one of the greatest coaches in world basketball is that man right there, Joko Obradovic. An incredible record of success, and well-deserved on his part. Let me mention somebody else. I don't know if we'll see him get a trophy or not, but the general manager of Fenerbahce, Mauricio Gherardini, one of the great men in European basketball, was coaching Benetton, was general manager of Benetton Treviso 24 years ago when his team lost in the final minute. I saw him last night. He said, "How do you feel?" He said, "I've been waiting 25 years for this. I'm a little nervous," but he has finally got his trophy as well as the architect of this team. He and Joko Obradovic were together also in Treviso later on, right before the turn of the century. And now Mauricio Gherardini also has his trophy. But let's see how this trophy celebration continues.
The moment the club and its fans have
Here it
been waiting
comes.
for, Mr.
Jordi Bertomeu, EuroLeague Basketball president and CEO, will get the big trophy in his hands first. In order to make the presentation.
What a moment for these young kids out there, man. They love this moment. This is what they've been waiting for. They've been waiting for this since that overtime loss last year.
And there's Melih Mehmetoğlu, the captain of Fenerbahce Istanbul, will be the man who receives it and does the honor of lifting the first continental championship trophy ever in a major sport for a team from Turkey. Fenerbahce Istanbul, the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague champions.
He looks like he practiced that.
Jumping for joy at the Sinan Erdem Dome in Istanbul for a historic moment at the end of the longest and most competitive season in the history of European club basketball. Fenerbahce Istanbul has risen to the top with a lot of character, with a lot of talent, with a lot of basketball know-how to become the champions of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. Melih Mehmetoğlu got on the floor at the end of the game, which is nice for him. I think he was the only Turkish player who made it on the floor. And before this, only one Turk had ever won the EuroLeague, but for a foreign team, Ibrahim Kuluay with Panathinaikos in 2002. This time, several of them, but led by their captain, Melih Mehmetoğlu, joined with the rest of this team to celebrate. You just can't say how well-deserved this was, partially because they went through the injuries. It created some doubts. You know, even some of the players said to me, you know, we had to get healthy to know for sure, but they knew for sure very quickly. The playoffs were like, they just erased the board in the playoffs. Incredible performance, especially by Bogdan Bogdanovic, the MVP of that round.
You know, it's not the optimal season that they had to win a championship because of all the injuries and because of all the problems, and coming off those 2 losses 2 years in a row. Zeljko Obradovic and his staff and all the people around there, and I think within the team, they did a great job of keeping up the confidence.
Let me tell you something else, Yorla, because this is the 7th different club to win the EuroLeague title in the last 8 years, and you can't say enough about how that proves the diversity and the competitiveness of this competition. Only Olympiacos, when they had the back-to-back this decade, has been able to win 2. 7 different champions in the decade is a testimony to how competitive this competition is.
That's what makes this competition so beautiful. There's no clear winner to begin this season. You have to fight and battle to get here.
The fans of Fenerbahce still on their feet as they've been all game, helping their team to this historic moment of raising the EuroLeague trophy to the rafters. A great job by their team, a great job by their fans all season long in their arena across the Bosphorus. Celebrate now on the European side of Istanbul, a well-deserved title. That will end the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague season. And remember, it comes back in October and continues until the 2018 Final Four in Belgrade. But for right now, the center of the basketball world is Istanbul, Turkey, and the champions are Fenerbahce Istanbul, the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague champions.
Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in association with